You are now listening to the LanceScurv Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
Boxer Terence Crawford's baby mama beat up his side chick. Boxing champ Terence Bud Crawford is normally in the ring fighting fellow opponents. However, this time he played the role as referee as he stood aside while two women fought. Main chick versus side chick. On Saturday, Crawford allegedly accompanied his baby mother and longtime girlfriend, Alindra Person, to Citi Trends to fight his alleged side chick, a woman named Mystery Wakefield. According to Vlad TV, Wakefield works at the clothing store in Omaha, Nebraska. While she was at work, Wakefield claims two women showed up at her job on Tuesday, March 7th, with the intentions of fighting her. Wakefield informed the ladies that she would be ready when she got off work. Then, Person arrived to her job as well, looking to fight her. Person allegedly waited in the parking lot after Wakefield got off. It appears that the first set of women are friends or associates of Person. However, that has not been confirmed. Sitting on ready, the altercation was captured on video by an unidentified woman who narrated the video, sharing that she came to Citi Trends on a good day. In the video, the woman states that Bud's baby mama was there to fight. Crawford's nickname is Bud. Around 1 p.m., Wakefield is off and in the parking lot with Person ready to fight. As the fight ensues, a couple of cars pulled up and Crawford was seen exiting one of them and interjecting himself into the conflict. The video doesn't show Crawford engaging in the fight, however. He was arrested a few blocks away. Police confirmed that his vehicle was stopped as a direct result of a call they had received about the fight. A gun was found inside the vehicle, and he was taken to a nearby station for questioning. He was later released with no charges. Drama follows you when you're very successful. While the mainstream sports world may not know who Terence Crawford is, I'm a boxing freak, and I know him very well. He's 29 years old. He's going to be 30, I believe, in September, and he holds the WBO super lightweight title. Now, not to get too technical in boxing because I want to speak about this story, but in boxing, we have so many different organizations. We have the WBO, the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, the IBO, and some other very unpopular small organizations that sanction fights because they're title fights. Well, that being said, he is a dominant champion in his weight class, and people are looking for him to go up into the welterweights, which right now in boxing, there is no other division better than the welterweights, with chock full of talent, and it's a hot division, and Terence Crawford is expected soon to step up into that division, even though he hasn't stated that he was. I'm saying all that to say this. He's hot property. He is the future, or he is one component in the future of boxing, and he's managed by Bob Arum. Doesn't say much, but it is what it is. Well, anyway, could you imagine after, and how could I put it without putting him down? You know, most boxers, right? They come from humble beginnings. You know, that's usually the way it is. You won't find top-level boxers who were raised in mansions, born with a silver spoon in their mouth, went to private school and had, drivers and nannies. There's no hunger when you live like that. But when you come up the hard way, and there's some guys who didn't have to have it that bad to be great champions, but for the most part, when you have it hard earlier on in life, it creates a fire in you. Not everyone, but those who choose boxing, it's like, I'm not going to live this life. You're going to have to be King Kong to stop me, and I'm still going to fight you. So there's this hunger to achieve. And when you have that hunger and hone it, even if you make little baby mistakes along the way and you get to a championship and you win you get millions of dollars and you change your life drastically, there are those who came up with you in your decadent times, in the times that you may have done things in an illegal way, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe at one point he dibbled and dabbed in selling drugs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a lot of things and information that comes my way, but I'm quite sure that he had a season of doing so. Lots of people do things. It doesn't mean they're bad, but, he's a young man. So that being said, there are women that, you deal with and you have children with, and there are other women who throw themselves at you when it seems as though you might be their meal ticket out of the hood or out of where they are, and they want to go higher, but they could never go higher on their own, they feel. So they're going to latch on to you. So now you pretty much get the things that most men try to get out of women easily. And you'll have this energy. And I'm not saying all women are like this, but ladies that are listening to me right now, you know that we have sisters out here who are relentless and who will do anything. And those are the types that kind of filter around a celebrity, around a superstar, around one who is definitely going to make millions more, right? So I'm preaching to the choir. You all know the deal. So he has these women around him. And he's got a side chick. He's got a baby mama. And truth be told, God knows how many other women are out there that he's been dealing with. I'm not trying to smear his character. But when you're 29 years old and in really good shape and you got a lot of money and a woman are coming your way, it's kind of hard to say no. And this is where the drama begins, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to say no when you're 60 years old, right? But that being said, drama is going to follow you, and you have to know how to separate yourself. You have to know how to be ready for when this thing hits, because we can get the riches, we can get the money, but it doesn't always guarantee that we're going to change our mindset. It doesn't mean that you have to turn your back on your friends. But many of these people are not your friends. And sometimes when they were your friends, they change on you because your situation changed. And it happens time and time again. And when you're there spiraling down, and let's hope this brother doesn't take a downward spiral later on in his career. But those same friends are there to pick up the pieces of your life, not because they want to put them back together, but they want to rummage through your life like it's a yard sale or a garage sale and take what they can for themselves. Mike Tyson knows this very well. And it doesn't have to be where you're in boxing for this, because in life, this is the way it is. When you have nothing, people are cool with you, but when you start to rise, here they come with the foolishness. Money doesn't just change the person who's making it, but money also changes the people that are around that person, because now they see where they can get the hookup. Their egos are involved because they've been friendly with you or attached to you. So now they're causing drama that you don't even know about in your name because they're pumped up now off of something that you built and something that you created with your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. And it's always going to happen, but it happens worse and in the most visible ways when you have a fighter who now makes millions and he's got to deal with the people that surround him. And it's hard. It's hard to let go. It's hard to evolve. And maybe he needs to see this because he doesn't need to be dealing with a woman as a side chick. That's his own personal choice. But he needs to just completely wipe the slate clean. And you know what? I found it to be good that way, because you can still have people from your past who are looking to change also. But if they want to keep their minds in the gutter and keep their minds in petty foolishness, it's going to keep you down. You're not going to be able to rise either. Something that they do is going to come back to bite you. And it always happens. And if they can't grow and evolve with you, you're going to have to let them go. But this is a daunting task for someone who grew up, I'm not going to say poor because I don't know that, but if he was selling drugs, he couldn't have been the richest cat in the world either, because I guess he felt he had to, and that is if he was selling drugs. But I'm sure of that at one point. I've known many people to sell drugs, and that was a phase for them. It could have been a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months. Yes, it's a bad thing. It's deadly. But the main thing is that they got out. And the main thing with Terence Crawford is that he got out of doing that. And I don't know how long that phase was. But the thing is with the women, and we have a spiritual element also too. There is evil out here in the world. There are people out here who are so readily used for evil to go against someone who's trying to ascend in life. And they're just open vessels, and evil will come through them, and they allow this. And subconsciously, they want this for you. They want to keep drama around you because it can help to bring you down. They're waiting for you to have your moment. They're waiting to see you sweat. They're waiting to see you fall. And they won't rest until. They won't like you anymore the more you rise, the more you improve, the more you get better. They don't like it. We have to see him fall. I call them shadow workers. So Terence Crawford, you better be careful. Look at all of the examples of fighters and people in life, not just only fighters, but people in life who have had to deal with the fall. You don't have to fall. Floyd Mayweather is a shining example of that. Yes, he's had issues and little things go on, but he's still on top. Even in retirement, he's still on top. He has his money, he has his health, and nobody saw him lose. And there are many different ways to lose now. You can lose in the ring and be a winner in life. You can win in the ring and be a loser in life. But use these as examples. You don't want to be around a bunch of women fighting for what? They're really fighting over you and what you're going to make, and for the bragging rights of saying that I'm his woman. But would they really be fighting over you if you didn't have this? You see, we tend to forget these things. And as men and ladies also, but I'm saying as men because Terence Crawford is a man, we have to understand how we project ourselves to the world. And righteously, women desire security. First and foremost, I don't care who wants to say, oh, these women are gold diggers, so and so. Yes, some can be, and I believe they might be. But every woman, to have peace of mind and true joy and happiness, it must be undergirded by security. That sense of security and that concrete proof of security. It's not just a money thing, but to be secure. Nothing is certain in this lifetime, but to have some semblance of security, it's worth its weight in gold. Even me as a man, I want security, right? But it's in a woman's nature even more so, and she looks to that man to get that security. But yes, she can get it for herself. But it sure is nice when you can have it for yourself and also have your mate bring it into the pot, put it into the pot also. Because I know there are a lot of women out here carrying men. There are a lot of women out here finding these men and dressing them up and making them presentable before they bring them home to mama. And when mama asks, well, where do you work? He looks to the woman to find out because he doesn't have a job. He doesn't want to smile too bright because he doesn't have all his teeth. I'm not throwing off. But a lot of these brothers out here, they don't have their act together. So when many of these women find a man who got it going on, right? That's a treasure, and it's something worth fighting for, because from what I see in most of the hoods, and I don't know if these folks are living in the hood, but guess what? Their activity is hood. But for the most part, when you find someone who's a treasure and they're going somewhere, it excites these women, as it should, on a righteous level. But they take it to another level. They get decadent with it. They're willing to roll around in the mud. And do you think Terence Crawford is going to respect you for that? You know what I mean? No amount of fighting a woman does, no matter in the name of love or whatever it may be, will guarantee that man stays. You know, I saw a woman earlier today, and it's like every single year she has a child from this man bum. But the guy keeps leaving her, sleeping around with other, and this guy has nothing going on. As a matter of fact, this guy has to hide for some reason, under the radar, working these temp jobs that don't dig too deep into your background. And so he found a way of living a semblance of a life by knocking her up every year. So she's burdened down with all these kids, and kids are not a burden, but in this case, he's doing it to anchor her and to anchor himself. I happen to know she's getting all of these different benefits from the government so that he can work a little easier or less or not at all. See? So you have a lot of men out here who are bums. And in the hood, we have a lot who are. We have some who are wonderful and they dream and they have aspirations, but that we have many out here who have nothing going on and don't care to even think about having a vision. So when you do have vision, even if you don't have the money yet, these women can see it. This man's going places. I like the way you think. And it does something to them righteously. No woman wants a man who's a bum. But when you see a superstar in your midst, some women are willing to kill.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.